UDO DIRKSCHNEIDER. Welcome to LINEA ROCK.
Hello, hello, hello.
So great to have you. So you are a stainless steel pillar of heavy metal. This is like an appointment with history tonight. And you're here presenting My Way, an album of cover songs full of surprises, I must say. Well, first off, this particular choice at this point of your long career, and with that, front cover, which marks your strong identity, seems to shout out a sort of, need to rewind the tape and go back where it all started, searching for the roots. Was this actually the motivator, the spark behind it, and why now?
Let's say in the first place, it was not planned to do a cover album. It was just in a way happened for some reason. We were working in the studio on some different stuff, and then we said, why are we not working maybe on cover song, what we always want to do? And the first song was Face Sealer of Alex Harvey.
Yeah.
So, and then we start working on it, and the sound came out well. So, and then we start talking about it. Yeah, maybe what you think to do some more stuff. And then I said, yeah, why not? We can try it. And so then they said, okay, make up a list with all the songs what you would love to do. So I made a list. Let's say the songs what I choose for this album was not songs that inspired me, or I want to be like Robert Plant or whatever, a singer. It was just songs I really like in the end of the 80s, 70s, beginning of the 80s, as a person, not as a musician,
Yeah.
So, and and then the list was done, and then they said, great choice, different choice. I mean, not the typical stuff. And and then we start working on it, talking to the record company. If you are interested maybe to do it, a cover album. And they said, yes, the sound is great, let's do it. And one important thing on this album was for me, that I can put my own character, my own stamp on it, vocal-wise. I didn't try to sing like Tina Turner or Robert Plant or Klaus Meine or whatever. And that was a very important thing for me. So, and I think I'm really happy with the whole result of the album. And so far, it looks like everybody likes it.
Yeah, so it's 17 tracks out of a list of how many? So you said that you made the list, but the final selection was tough, was like, a thought-out process, very difficult, or it was, spontaneous and they chose themselves?
Let's say what's in a way quite easy for me, All the songs that are on the album, it's like... very personal, For example, Face Sealer of Alex Harvey. That was the song when I was young, sometimes, a long time ago. But anyway, it was the song, we were dancing to this song in rock discos, rock clubs and all that stuff. So, and, with all the songs on this album, sometimes some pictures are coming up, when I, first love, fall in love with a girl, friends, and blah, 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 all this stuff. And that's just quite personally, and in a way you can say it's also a gift to myself, to my birthday.
Yeah, oh wow, great. And that's the first release for Atomic Fire Records, so
yes,
a celebration in itself.
Yes, in a way, yes.
And so, as you said, some songs are unexpected surprises. Some others maybe are predictable, but never obvious. So you pick the bands, but maybe you could have picked a different song, you know. So it's very, very particular record, and I like the way that you put the stamp on the song. What was it like difficult process to rearrange some of the songs? And did you do it by yourself? Are you the motivator that gave the ideas?
No, that was like a whole teamwork, you know.
Okay.
I mean, we had a good guy who was doing good arrangement. Still, Stefan Kaufmann, my old bandmate, was like involved. My producer. And they came up with this idea, and then they asked me, what do you think about it? I said, yeah, maybe we can change it here a little bit, or I liked it, or I don't like it, you know. And it's like, it was a real teamwork. It was not everything done by me. Definitely not. And I mean, we was, most of the songs are a little bit different, you know, a little bit harder. Make it more, that it fits to my voice, you know.
Yeah.
So that was very important. And and in the end, I think, as a team, the work came out great.
So you picked My Way by Frank Sinatra, which is great songs, one of the most beautiful songs ever. And also, you know, Mark Tremonti just made a cover album, Mark Tremonti from Alter Bridge. Tremonti sings Sinatra, and of course, one of the songs, that's all, you know, Sinatra covers. And he picked also My Way, of course. Did you listen to that version? No. Okay, not yet. All right. Okay. Did you know about that? That is a charity, you know, project. But
no, I never heard of it. Sorry.
Okay. And which was the hardest song for you to sing in this list?
Now, funny story coming up. On this album is also a song in German.
Yeah.
It was the first time I was singing in German. And I thought, let's say also this song was in a way also why I choose this song was the lyrics, you know. That means kein Weg zurück, there is no way back. Always go forward. Do your thing, you know, and reflecting my whole career in a way.
Yeah.
So, and then in the first place we thought, okay, we translate the lyrics in English, but the sense was not the same. So, and then I said, okay, then we do it in German. I mean, come on, it's my mother language. Yes, no. Let's say in this way. The German language is a really hard language, you know, the words also really hard. And they're coming out really completely different than if you're singing in the English. And it was really something to get the sense right, the words right, that the atmosphere is in the right direction and all that stuff. That was not so easy. It was the most complicated song for me to do, you know, in my mother language. Unbelievable.
But it is unbelievable.
But I think in the end, you know, learning by doing. And I'm happy that I did it. I learned also something new. And and I think the song, in the end came out very, very good.
You know, you always looked, you know, like a proud Teutonic knight of metal. So that sounds strange that you never sang in German before. So that never came to your mind? I mean, because you don't feel comfortable to write lyrics in your own language? Why this choice?
Let's say, I never thought to sing in German, you know. So, let's say English is the language of rock and roll. And for me, it's like the only band at the moment, for me, is Rammstein. They sing in German all over the world, you know, it works. But, I mean, when I have an idea for lyrics, they are first coming up in German. So that the story I have that in my mind in German, what I wanna say, you know, in the lyrics. But then I write it in English, you know, down. I mean, not in German. I mean, then directly in English, so to get the sense right for the idea what I have there.
Well, that's really particular. And which song did you pleasantly rediscover while remaking it?
We recovered.
Rediscover, like refresh, in a sense, remaking it. That maybe has, now a different meaning for you because you did a new version of it.
New version. I mean, in a way, a version, the most difficult arrangement what we did is on the Painted Black of Rolling Stones, has a completely different atmosphere. The beginning is really like, something interesting, and it's still Painted Black, but in a different way, So,
Yeah.
But I like this version. This is for me refreshing, to make the song completely different.
So UDO, Dirkschneider, and now UDO Dirkschneider.
Yes.
3 sides of the same coin, or it's never enough for you to explore new musical horizons and you want more?
Okay, the most important thing is for me UDO. That's definitely the number one thing. Then Dirkschneider was just happened. I mean, that was the time when we said, okay, we want to make a little break with UDO, and a lot of people was asking, is that not possible to do some shows with only ACCEPT songs? And then we said, okay, we do maybe 10, 15 shows. In the end, we end up with nearly 300. The thing was completely exploding, and I was like, okay, here we go. And then the cover album, this is in a way a solo album. It's a personal thing. And then I said, okay, now I want to do it under the name UDO Dirkschneider, not only Dirkschneider or UDO. It has nothing to do with UDO, music-wise,
Yeah.
And so that's are the 3 things. And I mean, we had also in between Dirkschneider and the old gang, there was the EP coming up, with my old bandmates, Peter Baltes and Stefan Kaufmann.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, some people they say, the people, they don't know what is it now? Dirkschneider and the old gang, UDO Dirkschneider, UDO. I think that I can say concentrate of UDO. and the rest is there some name coming up with Dirkschneider, then is something different.
So this is going to be just for the cover record? I mean, and will you maybe make a volume 2?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
Did you ever feel trapped in your so strong and well-defined, personality, voice, and singing style? Is this album a sort of escape? A breath of fresh air, or actually putting your stamp on it, it's, still UDO?
Let's say for me it was very interesting to sing all these songs. There's I think a lot of different songs on there, different atmosphere, different style to sing. But okay, in the UDO style, but also for example, a song of Frankie Miller, Jealousy. It's different, Also like My Way, Frank Sinatra is also different. But for me also, after doing this album, it shows me that I can do more with my voice, And I already know that it will help me also on the next UDO album, Then I can see, maybe you can do also this and this and this and this, So very interesting, and I would say I'm also, I think, very, very lucky with my voice. It's still working.
Yeah, very well.
So that means I do nothing special with my voice. It's just there, And I mean, I don't have any problems. Never had any problems. It's like. I mean, I go every year to a doctor, check the whole thing, and they say always like, you're lucky, everything perfect. So, I mean, we will see how long it works, I don't know.
Did you ever sing like that, or actually in the beginning you started, to push it to the limit because you were doing
No.
metal stuff?
It was from the beginning there, A lot of people in the beginning, when I started, it's a very, very long time ago, already some people said, there is a special voice, I mean, this is not normal. And and then I never did anything special and never had any lessons or something like that. It was like developing, from album to album, I learn more. Okay, I can handle this and this and this and this. So, but I never did anything special. It was just nature, was there.
And do you think that your voice actually in your career really made the difference and, put you one step ahead, because it's very unique?
I think, you said already the word, unique. Yeah. I mean, if you are lucky and have a unique voice, let's say like Ronnie James Dio had, Bruce Dickinson, Rob Halford, Ozzy Osbourne, so many singers, they have a unique voice. And I think this is, you are lucky, you have this. If you have this, then of course you stand out of all the singers. As I always said, I'm maybe not the best singer in the world, but I'm special, and that's the good thing, And there are a lot of singers out there that can sing better melodies like me, like really nice melodies and stuff like that. I can sing also melodies, but maybe a little bit in a different way. But I mean, I would say I'm really lucky to have this unique voice, definitely.
So with this record, My Way, you're looking back, as we already said. So back to the roots, you're going back to your influences. If there's one thing that you miss, the most from the early days, and maybe you were rethinking about it, with these songs which influenced you in the very beginning, which is it that you miss?
But I mean, the songs what I put on this record, they are not influence me, or I want to be like a singer, like I don't know what. It was just as a person, Udo, not as a musician.
Okay.
Yeah, what I missed about the old days, I mean, I nearly done everything, with especially I became famous with ACCEPT U.D.O, getting huge in America, in a way everywhere in the world, and then in the 90s the grunge came, Nirvana and all that stuff, and metal was going like a little bit down. But I never tried to change the style, I always said, okay, I don't want to change my style. And then metal came back. And now we are called, I think, classic metal or whatever.
Yes.
So they're always the name for something. And but I still can do it. Okay, it's not the same like it was in the 80s, but I still can tour all over the world. And that's for me, that means there is no reason to stop. I still have fun to do it. My voice is working. I'm healthy. I don't want to sit home. I did this for nearly 2 years during the pandemic, Corona stuff. And I'm really looking forward to go back on tour. This is for me the most, or let's say the best part of being a musician, be on stage and playing in front of people.
As you said, heavy metal had its ups and downs, but it was always there some way.
Yeah.
And thanks, also to heroes like you, which, has always been faithful to that and taking it, to the best. So thanks, Udo, for that.
You're welcome. And what can I say? Metal never dies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as we said, despite, staying true to your metal art, this time you do have mixed and varied tastes in music. You show that, which was very unexpected indeed. Is there anything else that nobody knows about Udo? Do you still, have a dream or secret wish, an ambition?
Oh, I mean, in a way, I did nearly everything. You know, I did also an album, not, yeah, in a way, classic with an orchestra. That was also a dream. The dream came true.
Yeah.
And the cover album, okay, was not planned, but also happened. I really would love to do a rock musical, but we will see, you know. I mean, I have an idea, a rough idea about this, and I will talk with some people about this, but that takes time, you know. You cannot do this. You cannot do this in 2 months or whatever. That takes. First, you have to. You need the story, the whole story, and then you can start writing music about it. And maybe I can do it. We will see.
But will it be like a musical on your life, on your career, or on some subject?
That's something different.
Okay, but metal.
That will be metal, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's a guarantee. Okay, what does playing with your son, Sven, represents to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's also like, you know, I never was thinking that my son will be the drummer in UDO, you know, and yeah, that was also happened, you know. I mean, I was looking for a new drummer. I was on promotion tour in Berlin, did some interviews, and Saxon was playing there, and my son was replacing for a couple of shows the drummer of Saxon. He was doing the drums, you know.
Yeah.
And then I was there in the afternoon for sound check, and then I was talking with Biff, and I said, Bob, I'm looking for a new drummer. It's not so easy to find one. And he said, yeah, it's not so far away. He's sitting behind the drums in Texan. And I said, are you joking? No, your son, I know that he can do that, you know, and he was right. So, and now he's nearly 7 years in the band already, and he's doing a great job. And it's like, it's not just a father and son. It's more a friendship, you know. He's very much into that. Now I write lyrics with him together. He's coming up also with some melodies for vocals. By the way, he's also a good singer, different voice, but not bad. And yeah, so I mean, I'm really happy to have him, and it's also good to have a different generation in the band, you know. Also, my new guitar player, he's just 29. The bass player is 31. The oldest one is my longtime guitar player now, Andre. He's now 36, but is young, you know, can be my son, definitely. So, and yeah, but it's good to have a different generation around you. They're also into metal, but, you know, with some fresh ideas, and very interesting. And at the moment, I'm really looking forward for the new UDO album, you know. So that we start slowly with this. And but I have a really good feeling about this.
Did your son play on My Way or any of the songs, or is just different musicians?
No, I mean that's what you mean. My son did the drums on this album.
Yeah.
Peter Baltes, the old bass of ACCEPT, he was doing the whole bass. Stefan Kaufmann did 2 songs on guitar, Man on a Silver Mountain, Hellraiser of Sweet. And then my old guitar player, Matthias Dietz, he did Sympathy of Uriah Heep on the guitars. And then my guitar players of UDO, they did some solo stuff. And this guy from Germany who was doing a lot of arrangement and stuff like that, he was doing the most of the rhythm guitars and also played some solo stuff. So it's I call the album like a family work, you know, when people are always around me. Yeah, and I'm happy to have these guys around me and they can do it.
Did they pick the songs that they want to play, or you decided who was going to play what?
Oh, of course, yeah, no, but that was from the beginning on clear that my son is doing the drums. And Peter Baltes came up and said, I want to do that. You know, he loved it, and he said, wow, you did now Not City Limit, great, and Face Healer, always all-time favorite song. And he said, I want to do the bass guitar, you know, so.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, why not?
And what happens, after My Way in Udo's world? Will you bring this album on tour as well? Maybe
No.
with a mixed lineup? No. Okay, that's just a chapter. So
it's just a chapter, maybe. So we start in a couple of weeks rehearsing for the Game Over tour, and then we will rehearse maybe 3 or 4 songs of the cover album. But it will be not in a set list, So if we are in a good mood, or maybe as a surprise, we play then 1 or 2 songs in the encore, So, but it's not planned to do a tour or put songs really in the main set list or something like that.
Okay, so last question. If you have to pick one song from your repertoire, which is, did you consider it the essence of Udo, the singer, and one cover from this My Way album, which is really like if it was your own song, which ones would you pick?
From the cover album, I would say it's definitely Face Healer of Alex Harvey Band, and a UDO song of all time. Very hard to say. I would say still I like the song They Want War.
Okay.
Of the Animal House, of the first UDO album. I really like that song very much.
And if you had to pick an ACCEPT song, which would be?
An ACCEPT song, I would say Head Over Heels.
Oh, wow. Okay. From Russian Roulette, right?
No, it's from the Ball to the Wall album.
Okay, Balls to the Wall. All right.
Yeah.
Great. So thanks very much, Udo, for your time.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you back on stage. Bring my best to Frank Suplet. Okay. And now we're closing this interview with the German song. So I leave you to introduce that because I cannot pronounce it correctly.
I can announce the song.
Yes, please.
Okay, so now you hear a song, very unusual. Udo sings in German, and the song is called Kein Zurück.
Fantastic. Grazie, Udo. Ciao. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.